Broadcasting from the Cass Corridor in Detroit, this is The Metro, a slice of news, culture, and conversation. I'm Tia Graham.
And I'm Robin Vincent. Today on the program, Detroit is one of the most dangerous cities for pedestrians and bikers.
It has us wondering, when you're biking or walking in the city, are you afraid of getting in an accident?
We'll talk with people who spend a lot of time navigating the city on bike and foot, and we'll hear from you about your experiences.
Plus, Detroit has no shortage of vacant buildings, including schools. We'll look at the transformation of one into a community center. But first, to some folks, arts and culture isn't important news. It's the fluff between the important headlines. To some, artists should just stick to what they know and leave cultural and societal discourse to those in charge. But what if John Lennon never imagined? Or Marvin Gaye never asked what's going on? What if Nikki Giovanni wasn't outspoken and unapologetically black? Or if Miss Maya Angelou never asked why a caged bird sings? And what if Basquiat never picked up a spray can?
Loved the way you riffed there, Tia. Art in all its forms, from the written word to an easel and paint supplies, has the unique ability to tell nuanced stories about society at any given moment. And yes, all of the famous names listed had long and extensive careers, but they came to prominence at young ages. So how does art, or why does art and other creative outlets allow space for young voices to be heard? Is it to be empowered? In celebration of Black History Month, Umoja Fine Arts is hosting a series of workshops, an exhibition, and award ceremonies. And joining us is Ian Grant. He's a curator with Umoja Fine Arts in Southfield. Ian, welcome to the Metro.
Good morning.
So tell us why the Black History Month Youth Artists Workshop. What's the goal of the workshop for kids?
Well, it's very, very key and important. You know, today they're trying to erase history from, the classrooms. So we feel through the visual arts that we can capture history. So for our workshop overall, diversity and freedom are the key goals that we're going to be concentrating on with the kids. And we want them to paint and be able to express themselves, for the youth to be able to express themselves, for them to be able to see themselves as being valuable in society and capturing what's going on in society with culture and everything that's going on right now.
Can we stay on the theme of diversity and freedom, and specifically freedom? That's one that I'd really like to flesh out with you. Why is it important to identify and expand on freedom?
Well, it's very, very important to express on freedom because you want to be able to feel that you're free to think like you want to think. You want to be able to feel that you're free to be able to express yourself in society so that you can, make a difference. We don't want a lot of puppets. We don't want everybody thinking the same way. So this is how greatness comes about, from all the different areas and different developments. And we feel through the visual arts it's very important that you're able to put it on canvas, that you're able to express yourself, that people could see your expression of how you're feeling. And when they come back years from now and they take a look at the archives and they take a look at the records, one of the first areas they usually come to is the art portion, just like they went to the caves to kind of see how we lived during that particular point in time.
So it's about freedom of the mind. It's about freedom of thinking, freedom of ideas.
Absolutely. And we want the kids to start at a young age with that freedom and also to be able to get that experience. One of our teachers, when he was younger, he never had that opportunity to be able to express himself, be in a workshop, have any classes, have any formal training, or to be around national acclaim artists, international artists, Grammy-winning artists that we have teaching these courses that just kind of help the kids to express themselves and be who they are. And if they want to come up as an artist, it gives them, the opportunity to do this. This particular teacher that I'm talking about, he did not have that experience. He was a pretty tall individual, so he went to play basketball first. And then eventually after that, he found himself and got into the area of being an artist. And I just said, well, what would have been the difference if you felt you might have went through this workshop, if you might have been encouraged with art and culture overall? He said, I think I probably would have came out of school and went to CCS right away, the Center for Creative Studies, and expressed myself in that format instead of taking so long to find myself.
What exactly will kids be doing in these workshops?
Okay, in these workshops, as I indicated, we're going to have internationally acclaimed artists, Grammy Award-winning artists, premier artists, and basically each kid will be given a 10 by 10 canvas. This is all supported and financed by Umoja Fine Arts. 10 by 10 canvas, paint brushes, acrylic paint, acrylic markers, and basically the teachers will lead the workshop with teaching them forms and shape, composition, how to paint, how to mix the paint in order to get different colors and techniques, and showing them some styles.
And to go back, if we could, for a moment to the other theme that you mentioned, which is diversity. That's still kind of on my mind because it has me thinking about DEI being in the headlines, and we know that President Trump has ended DEI initiatives at the federal level and that other companies have followed suit. And then, of course, there are some large companies who've doubled down on their DEI efforts. And it has me wondering about diversity when it comes to some of the young people you're working with and how these workshops are going to highlight diversity through art.
Well, it's good that if we can have the federal government supporting these programs, but, in our community, we have to step up to the table. That's the bottom line. We can't just wait on the federal government to drive our programs and tell us if we should be diverse or what we should be doing. We have to step up in the local community and small businesses and larger businesses, and we have to support these diversity efforts with the kids and, work with them and teach them. And not only that, you have to invest in these areas, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. So it's so important that you open up their minds and give them different ideas, techniques, and styles. One of the things we're going to be doing in the class on an 18 by 24 canvas, we're also going to be doing a collage from everyone that's in the class where they all come up and they'll paint on the canvas in different areas with their teachers. And that will be one masterpiece that will be created for them. Again, away from them working on their 10 by 10 canvas to work together in cooperation for the community.
So they get to develop their creative proclivities in a solo fashion and in a collectivist fashion as well.
Exactly.
This is the Metro on WDET, Detroit Public Radio. I'm Robin Vincent.
And I'm Tia Graham. We're speaking with Ian Grant, a curator with Umoja Fine Arts in Southfield. We're learning more about Black History Month, youth artist workshops, and the importance of preserving Black history. Now, Ian, we talked just a little bit about some of the professional artists that are going to be working with the kids. And even Robin and I were talking a little bit beforehand, and I said, Robin, it's embarrassing, but I don't think I can name any artist just off the top of my head like I could a musician or someone else. So why is it important for kids to have knowledge of contemporary artists like a Marcel Stewart, who is a featured artist at Umoja as well, or even a Tiff Massey?
Well, yeah, it's very, very key and important. You got a Marcel Stewart, a premier artist. You got Marcus Glenn, a Grammy Award-winning artist. You got Robbie Best. She's vice president of the NCA, the National Conference of Artists. And so it's very, very key that they're under the stewardship and leadership of some of our top members in the community to help guide them expression-wise how they feel, and they could put it on canvas and leave it behind. These are pieces that will be on display when we do have an award event on the 23rd here, February 23rd at 3 o'clock at Umoja Fine Arts in Southfield. So this will give them a chance to express themselves, leave it on canvas, and give the whole community a chance to come out and see what they did during the workshop, what they developed, and also to give them the opportunity to be able to explain their work to individuals. Now, in addition to that, we're going to choose 4 individuals, okay? 2 each, because we have 2 workshops, one in Oakland County at the YMCA and another one at the Northwest Activity Center in Detroit. So we're going to choose 4 individuals that will have the opportunity to leave their artwork at Umoja Fine Arts until the end of March. So this gives them the opportunity to again, display their artwork amongst professional fine artists, and we will also give them an official certificate indicating that they, again, displayed their work with internationally premier artists.
And Ian, just thinking about having your art up on the walls in a fine arts gallery as well, can you talk just a little bit about the importance of teaching the kids what it's like to be a paid artist, a working artist, someone who's actually being paid for the work that they're doing? I know that's something that a lot of folks talk about, and even when we talk about creative outlets and creative careers, it's just like, well, how are you going to make money? So can you just talk about that aspect of it and teaching the kids the business side of it?
Yes, and as far as the business side is going, again, they're going to be amongst professional artists, so they'll get a chance to talk to these individuals that are painting 100% of the time, and who's professional, who's putting their work out there, who have their on Instagram and all the different social media as we move forward. Also on the Umoja Fine Arts platform, that's UMOJA Fine Arts with a S.com platform. You could go on and see their different artwork. You can see how they're featured with their photos. You can see their bio and how you have to present yourself professionally in the marketplace for people to be able to see your work and for people to be able to order your work from around the world. Yeah. So that's very, very key and important, and to give them inspiration that, hey, this is an opportunity. This is a way you can go if you choose to be creative and you want to be an artist. So this is what this is all about. This is very important. And, they're trying to get rid of Black History Month. So it's very important that we do this during Black History Month. This is the Black History Month Youth Artist Workshop, okay? And so, again, we have to preserve our own history. We have to preserve our own legacy. We can't wait on anyone else to do that. And it's very, very key and important that we step up to the table and we take and manage our lives and take control of our lives and not wait on the government to say, hey, this is Black History Month or, or DEI or diversity. You should support these things or not support these things. These are things that it's time for us to step up and start doing.
And Ian, before we do get down to the last moment, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the award presentation, the exhibit, just a little bit more so folks know what's going on with Umoja. But I do want to just pull out for just a moment because you're talking about a multi-generational language that we're getting into. So let's just talk about conversations happening across generations. Activism and art go hand in hand. And there is a famous Kendrick Lamar song, I'm throwing this in there, that uses the words and work of Alice Walker, the writer of The Color Purple. And in that song, he says, "All's my life I had to fight." Now, that's a very famous line from The Color Purple, read by Oprah Winfrey on screen.
Yes.
All that to say, in your opinion, what does that generational conversation look like as we're speaking through art?
Yeah, it's very, very key and important that we continue to educate. We have written a book called The Language of Fine Arts just to teach people about art, whether it's a print, whether it's an original, whether it's an acrylic, oil on canvas. But also, away from collecting art, you build generational wealth through collecting art. And that's key as you purchase art and you can keep it in your family and you can pass it on through generations that continue to build wealth. So this is another key area and very, very important. So what you saying, all my life I had to fight. You should be able to fight to build this wealth through the art, because we don't have control of the sports industry, the music industry. We used to own all the beaches like Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach, and all those things have been taken away from us. So the art industry is like the last Mohican, I call it. This is the last opportunity that you have to invest and own a piece of your own history. You don't want to wait until other people tell you it's time, because then the value has really shot up. Let's take a look at the Ernie Barnes piece on Good Times, that people would watch. Again, that piece sold for $117 million at the auction. So art does appreciate in value. So first of all, you got to collect what you like, and then from there, once you start learning, you start understanding how to collect and how to develop wealth through art, wealth building.
And my last question to you, talk to us a little bit before we go about what's happening February 23rd. You have the Black History Month Youth Artist Workshops that do begin this week, but you also have that final big hurrah and celebration for the kids. So that's February 23rd. What's happening?
Yes, please come out and join us. This is going to be the art showcase and event. Please save the date. This is going to be the Youth Art Showcase and Award Reception for the kids. Again, Umoja Fine Arts Gallery. That address is 16250 Northland Drive, Suite 102, Southfield, Michigan. It's going to be Sunday, February 23rd at 3 p.m. We could be reached at 248-773-9008. Please come out and support your kids and let them know how you appreciate how they're giving themselves on canvas and showing their work and their colors and who they are. It's very, very key and important. So this is why we want to, again, award the kids for their support. And it's very key and important. So again, Sunday the 23rd, 3 o'clock, Umoja Fine Arts in Southfield, Michigan.
Ian Grant is a curator with Umoja Fine Arts in Southfield. The Black History Month Youth Artist Workshops begin this week, and the art exhibition and award ceremony is February 23rd at Umoja Fine Arts in Southfield. Thank you so much, Ian, for chatting with us on the Metro.
Thank you very much.
From the WDET newsroom. Protesters gathered at over a dozen local congressional offices across Metro Detroit on Monday to express their outrage over billionaire Elon Musk's involvement in federal agencies. They carried signs that read, "Stop Musk now," and "Our rights are not up for debate." Protesters were asking Congressman John James and his colleagues to use more checks on the Trump administration. Mayor Mike Duggan has selected his pick for Detroit's new police chief. Todd Bettison was an assistant police chief, then deputy mayor. Now he'll be the next Detroit chief of police, pending city council's approval. He pledges to crack down on vape shops that sell to kids and on reckless drivers. Bettison has been considered the favorite for the job. Of the two other finalists, one was recently fired with cause, and another filed for bankruptcy with more than $800,000 in debt. If approved, Bettison will replace James White. He took a job managing the Detroit-Wayne Integrated Health Network.
Coming up at 11, biking and walking in the city can be treacherous. Are you afraid of getting in an accident when walking or biking around Detroit? What do you do to stay safe? Give us a call. Let us know. 313-577-1019. And up next, a vacant school in Detroit is being remodeled into a community center. We'll hear about how that project is going, but until then, stay right there for the Metro.